I should probably have a microphone. So I'll try to shout to make sure I can be heard. Making some breakfast. I guess I should have been focusing on that a little bit. It's kind of burnt to the pan now. Lot going on. Instead, got some stuff in the works I'm excited to share, but keep your battle plan secret until it's time. I will tell you this, like 2 years ago, I was selling Christmas trees in New York City. It was a few months after my uncle had died. My cousins were being real dicks. They're watching. So anyway, it was a really hard, difficult, depressing time for me. I was selling Christmas trees and having a hard time not just freaking crying, which is not what a family needs when they go pick out their Christmas tree, I assure you. I got in 2 brawls. Well, a brawl is multiple people, and these weren't even 2. So it was hard to call them fights because I just whipped the shit out of these 2 idiots that picked the wrong dude. I caught a thief in my truck. So, you know, like afterwards my friends were like, well, what was he doing? The truth is, I don't really know. I just know he was doing it in the wrong truck. I held back on that dude. I didn't swing one punch. I just took him and used him as an improvised weapon to attack the ground. And when the cops got there, he was fucked. Not trying to tell that story. It usually scares the crap out of people, but I love telling it and giggling like the Joker. Yeah, so after that first fight, again, I had a hard time not just crying. I was really having a hard time not just crying every freaking day at what a ruin my life was. But I whipped that dude's ass. I was laughing like the Joker. I highly recommend going Viking Berserker if you can. Now, the thing about that too, though, is you got to know when and where. When the cops came and took that guy away, they didn't even ask my name. So, I mean, it was a completely justified beating, for sure. Really wasn't trying to go there. Where I was trying to go was the next fight. I had worked that boss for 3 years total, counting that one. I had worked for that boss's dad for like 15 years. You know, I was a trusted individual. I wasn't. The boss said failed a mystery shop that someone came by and bought it for $100, and then I never turned it in. But I really, his mystery shopper just kept the $100 because he was always like going and flirting with girls, being like, oh, I'm a businessman, come work for me, you know, anything to get their number. And you can read from the text from this girl that she didn't really have an interest in doing it, that he was just kind of like getting her to do it. Well, anyway, he decided that because I committed a misdemeanor, I did not. He's accusing me of one, no proof. He thought he had proof, but not valid proof, that I had stole from him $100, which is a misdemeanor. And then I was fired like 4 days before Christmas. And it was really disappointing because I really enjoyed doing it. It was funny. Had things not gone south, I would be in New York City every Christmas doing it. It was such a good time, really good time. And it's very disappointing that I don't have that to look forward to next December to go. It was good income, good time, good fun. My front yard here is in pieces. I used to have like my little wind block right here. I took it apart. I'm going to try to put something there and have overhead and hang my little chair from it just to improve my patio here. So weeks go by and my boss is not paying me. And then I see on Facebook that he's swimming in the Caribbean and he still hasn't paid me. And getting a hold of him, he's like, well, I shouldn't pay you because you stole from me, but I'll give you, I think he wanted to give me $2,200. Dude, you got $1,500 of tips of mine. Like, I'm not taking $700. No way, you know. He like $4,000 plus my tips. So in the end, I got good advice from a friend. It worked for his that summer. As it turned out, he had gone to the office and talked smack on me and tried to get it where I couldn't work for his dad. Even though I worked for his dad for, it wasn't 15 summers, I think it was only like 10 maybe. So anyway, I was told to keep my mouth shut, keep my head high, and don't talk about it. It was really hard, you know. And he's going around telling people beef, not to be trusted, and I just have to pretend like no big deal. You know, he's owing me like $6,000. So, yeah, it's really frustrating for 10 months just to bite my lip, just to take it on the chin, you know. Eventually I realized that him not paying me was against the law. In New York, if you don't pay your employee within like a week or two, you've broken the law. And then if it's over $1,000, it's grand larceny, which is a felony. Why is it beeping? It better be recording this shit. I'm gonna check and see why my phone's up. Yeah, it looks live. I think we're good. So I let this kid know, he's my age almost. I let him know that he had committed a felony. He was always trying to like, I was calling him and like he didn't. Oh, okay. So I filed some paperwork with the courts and mailed it to him to let him know I was serious. And then he called the police and filed misdemeanor theft charges against me for the $100 tree that he thinks I stole, which I did not. And then every time we're talking to him, he was trying to intimidate me by telling me like the police want to talk to you. I'm like, dude, I'll hang out in Rikers for a weekend over questioning for, you know, this. I don't care. I wasn't intimidated a little bit. Number one, I knew I didn't steal from him. So I feel guilty. Wasn't worried about it. Number two, if I go to Rikers for a weekend, that's just some story I get to tell. It's not gonna scare me. I've got a famous high school friend that went to Rikers for a long time, so I'd be able to relate to her. Anyway, so yeah, he tried to intimidate me. And then I realized when you're fighting with somebody, if they try to intimidate you and try to scare you, they're going to use what they think is scary. And then I realized that him paying me was a felony. So I got a hold of the district attorney's office and tried to get them to go after him. This frightened him. After 10 months, he hired a lawyer. And in the end, he complained that he had to pay $2,500 to a lawyer. Which, you paid $2,500 to a lawyer to avoid paying me? I'm not worried about, I don't feel responsible for that at all. And then when he did settle, I made him put an extra $888.88 on. and then I settled with them. And it took freaking a long time. My reputation was being tarnished the whole time, which I normally don't care about, but it actually did have an effect. You know, I mean, I worked for a long time, and a lot of people heard a lot of negative stuff about me. Wrong or not, true or not, they believe it. And that's just messed up, you know, but it felt pretty good to win that. I know in the end, when we were meeting parking lots to sign notary stuff to have the deal beaten up, he was afraid. He was afraid I was going to whoop his ass because I had whooped those guys' ass in New York, you know. And you could tell he was like, well, just stay on that side of the car until we settle this out. And you're like, oh, you stay over there. So I thought that was kind of funny that he was legit afraid of me, even though I never would have hit him. Because what would that do? He owes me money. Like, how am I going to get money out of him if I hit him? If I hit him, now I'm in trouble. You know, it's frustrating being a modern man. I know nobody gives a fuck about us white guys. Oh, white guys, you have it all so easy. Which, you know, I understand other people have their challenge, whatever. So do I. And one of them is I'm a natural Viking berserker. Yet, if I did that, I'd be in fucking prison. Which is, you know, 500 years ago, I would have had my own county. I would have people to rule over. I think I gotta get back to my breakfast, guys. I burned the crap out of this. It's a bunch of potatoes. I'm gonna put a pot pie in there too, and I think this will just, well, maybe if I leave it like that, it'll work out. Yeah, it will. That's all I wanted to talk about, though. I just wanted to show you guys I mind looking like an idiot. Thought that might be kind of interesting to some of you guys. I got shorts, so it's not like, you know, just under whatever. I'd really like to share that story about Christmas. For Christmas. Again, I love telling the story of whooping that dude's ass. The first, well, there's two of them. Both of them I love that I whip their asses. But it's usually quite intimidating to people. Oh, I bet I'm too tall. I bet now I look like a dork. It's some of my biggest enemies in life are people I wanted to be closest with. Some of the most dangerous people to me look like they would need protection from me. And I was chased from the courthouse. I ran from the courthouse. Not my happy place. I ran down I went to the elevator and I hit all the up buttons on the elevator. And then I went down the stairs and I went outside the courthouse. And when I ran out the courthouse and was on the sidewalk, I looked because I was about to jaywalk across the street. When I looked behind me, I was being chased. Why was I being chased from the courthouse? So I ran. When I got to the street, I looked back for checking traffic, saw I was being chased, and randomly, there's a worker at a truck, and I went and put him in between me and my pursuer, and I asked him for help. He was a little guy, and he looked at my pursuer, and he looked at me, and then he looked for the cameras, because obviously, this is a fucking joke. And then shortly thereafter, the pursuer occupied his space and was yelling at me and pushing him out of the way. Not physically, just with the momentum of being them. I ran to the police station, grabbed a number, got in line. They ran in behind me, yelling, "Mother trucker, don't you run from me." And two policemen came out. Now, they were Mongs, so they were like little guys, very little guys. And she's shouting at me. And they asked her, how they can help her. So I just sat Indian style. And they said, what are you doing? I said, I'm the biggest one in the room. I'm making myself smaller. Well, I'm still being pursued by that pursuer. And it's been over a decade. And it's really hard knowing I'm a powerful Viking berserker. I could just destroy anyone I chose to. I don't want to fight with this person. It's just their natural state. So, I've got no sleeves, but I've got plenty up my sleeves. And I've got lots of fight. And soon, I get to brag about being a fucking magician. Poof.